Are AI and corrupt governments the perfect marriage? A false flag is when a government or group carries out an event but blames another party to manipulate public opinion. AI can play into this in several ways. It can manipulate information, it can generate massive amounts of propaganda, deepfakes, and artificial news stories faster than people can check them. If a government wants to push a narrative, it can drown out dissent with overwhelming content. Of course, that's just one aspect of the danger. We have AI-enhanced monitoring, facial recognition, predictive policing, behavioral tracking. This gives authoritarian regimes tools to preemptively suppress those who might expose the truth. Social media algorithms, often influenced or pressured by governments, can suppress real eyewitness accounts while pushing state-sponsored narratives. AI-driven recommendation systems can effectively decide what the public sees. The danger isn't just in creating lies or obfuscating the truth. With AI generating realistic audio, video, and documents, the public won't know which evidence is real. A real video of misconduct could be dismissed as a deepfake, while a fabricated one could be promoted as a fact. The idea is more to flood the space. If an incident occurs, AI can instantly produce thousands of conflicting accounts, expert-looking analyses, and witness testimonies. The goal isn't to prove one narrative, but to overwhelm until people give up trying to discern the truth. AI systems are already being used by governments to rewrite archives, censor search results, and even alter images or documents. Over time, the record itself is rewritten to match the state's preferred version. What we're witnessing right now is the entry of the plausible deniability era. This is something I predicted several years ago. So every piece of evidence could be claimed as fake. Governments caught in wrongdoing will simply say that's AI generated. Without trusting evidence, accountability becomes impossible. This is extraordinarily dangerous. Historically, truth has always been hard to uncover under corrupt regimes, but eyewitness accounts, leaked documents, and independent journalism made it possible. With AI, witnesses can be discredited, leaks can be buried under AI-generated noise. Independent journalism can be made irrelevant because audiences won't know what to trust. In the long run, AI can make societies live in a perpetually manufactured narrative where truth exists, but only God knows it, and people can never fully retrieve it. AI is a godsend for these people. In the past, propaganda required human writers, editors, and time. With AI, entire armies of fake news articles with videos and eyewitness testimonies can be generated instantly. A good example of this would be the recent killing of Charlie Kirk. Within the first few days of his killing, numerous new narratives became popular on the internet. The main problem was that the official narrative didn't make a whole lot of sense under scrutiny. And this allowed for the other narratives to gain steam and traction in the eyes of most people. One particular narrative garnered a lot of attention. People began to notice that the 1998 movie titled Snake Eyes, starring Nicolas Cage, had quite a few uncanny parallels to the real-life assassination of Charlie Kirk. In Snake Eyes, a fictional defense secretary named Charles Kirkland is assassinated by a gunshot to the neck during a high-profile public event, an assassination witnessed in a crowd. Similarly, Charlie Kirk was fatally shot in the neck while speaking at a public event. The names also strike many as close. The character, Charles Kirkland, echoes Charlie Kirk, and a character in Snake Eyes named Lincoln Tyler is seen as parallel to Tyler Robinson, the alleged shooter. The striking coincidences between Snake Eyes and the assassination of Charlie Kirk, the names, the injury to the neck, the presence of Tyler, the thematic conspiracy and political corruption can be interpreted as not just as chance, but as a signal. The signal is not about foretelling the future, it's about mocking the idea that truth is discoverable at all.
This. 2 days before the shooting, a feminist website named Jezebel published an article in which they bragged about how one of their reporters paid witches hired on Etsy to curse Charlie Kirk. And in the movie, we have this mention of Jezebel.
I'm eager to go ringside, along with 14,000 fight fans who have braved Hurricane Jezebel.
Cut! Anthea, they want you to call it a tropical storm, not a hurricane.
But it is a hurricane!
Yeah, well, it's also a holiday weekend, so will you please just call it a tropical storm? Please?
The article has since been removed from search engines. The entire movie is jam-packed with obvious hints that one should look in the background, look for signs and symbols. Like, for example, this scene, where this character has a cut in his hand and holds it up right in front of this sign for danger that looks like a cut palm. This isn't necessarily connected to the Charlie Kirk assassination, but it's a blatant way the director, also writer and producer of this movie, Brian De Palma, is telling us to look beyond the surface, to search for symbols and signs. There's a bunch of numbers being shown, spoken, and shouted out throughout the movie. I won't go into numerology behind it all. I'm not an expert in that. Don't feel like pretending that I am. But it's just something I wanted to point out for those who have more knowledge and interest in things of that nature to do their own digging.
My lucky number.
I'd like to know what I did wrong to get all the shit assignments.
Just roll so we can get out of here.
In 5, 4, 3.
Excuse me?
Series of threats.
Excuse me. You down on the race?
Yeah, I want to go upstairs.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah, I want to go. Yes!
With all due respect, sir, we should have been out of here 11 minutes ago.
During the boxing match, there's another interesting scene. This guy seems to get some sort of signal, to which he jumps from his seat and shouts as if celebrating. Resemblance to this guy, also with blonde, long hair and a beard, who also jumped to celebrate, is uncanny. Finally, we come to the central point of this video, the shooting. Look at how, in this scene, the first blood we see is on Nick's neck, on the left side. He got splattered by the senator's blood. Then we see the senator grabbing his neck, but not before we see the blood gushing, very similar to that video of Charlie we've seen too many times by now. Also, notice the thick gold ring on his finger, another parallel. The last thing I noticed that would fit into the compelling category of synchronicities between the movie and the tragic event is the fact that the plot of the movie is happening on a backdrop of Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Now, I know that thing has been going on for decades, but it's not always in the news cycle as it is now, when it's hotter than ever. So the fact that the plot of a movie from 27 years ago uses that conflict as its base, I don't know, to me it seems very compelling. Officially, Charlie's murder has nothing to do with Israel. I mean, Bibi told us so, many times, so there's no reason for us not to believe him, right? In the movie, the fall guy they set up to kill and immediately get killed himself is a Palestinian.
The identity of the assassin is Tariq Ben Rabat, 37 years old, a Palestinian who's lived in the United States for the last 6 years. He's believed to be linked to a series of threatening letters written to various defense secretaries expressing outrage over the sale of missile systems and other weaponry to Israel. A handwritten note was found on Rabat's body.
Could you hold that up too, please?
Apparently, he intended it to be found after the shooting.
Yeah, this is the part where fiction and reality collide. When a real assassination mirrors a movie plot, the lines blur. Is this real life imitating fiction or fiction scripting reality? The very blurring undermines confidence in knowing anything with certainty. If a movie from 1998 seems to predict 2025, then what else is scripted? Who is writing the story of history? And if you've seen any of my other material, then you know that I believe that there are occult forces at play. They thrive on inversion and confusion. They mock the human desire for truth by flooding it with irony and contradiction. The coincidences could serve as a ritual taunt. We control reality so fully that even your movies tell our story. You cannot separate fiction from truth. In the movie, Snake Eyes is about corruption, deception, and a staged spectacle where nothing is as it seems. This is key because in the Charlie Kirk assassination, there were numerous narratives, all of them being relatively viable, just like in the movie Snake Eyes. AI, holographic technology, bullets from different angles, trapdoors, augmented reality, blood squibs, disappearing chairs, and suspicious audience members. I believe all of these aspects were deliberately engineered to effectively recreate the Snake Eyes element while simultaneously celebrating the death of knowable truth in the eyes of the occult. What is effectively being done is that the truth is being buried in infinite narratives. The online reaction to Kirk's assassination already shows the intended effect of thousands of conflicting narratives, conspiracies, denials, and symbolic interpretations. The information flood is the real weapon. Whether the Snake Eyes parallel is intentional or not, they demonstrate the ability to bury truth beneath layers of competing truths. The meta message is that truth is dead. By tying a high-profile real murder to an old film about lies and cover-ups, the message to the public is chilling. It's like, reality is scripted, truth is unknowable, you cannot trust your eyes, your memory, or your history. You will live forever in a theater we control. This is more powerful than censorship. It's not about hiding truth, it's about making truth irrelevant. I think my final thought is that AI is an amazing tool. But for corrupt powers and occult forces, this is the perfect weapon. Because once the public no longer knows what is real, control is absolute. And yet, this only underscores why God's unchanging word is essential. Where human truth collapses into confusion and manipulation, the Bible remains the sole anchor that cannot be falsified, rewritten, or drowned out. In the face of deception, darkness, and digital illusions, divine truth is not only our refuge, it's our only hope.